Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, looking good, Billy Ray, feeling good, Lewis. Folks, I apologize for not making the early part of the show, but I had a phone call that literally knocked me off my seat, and I lost my train of thought. What time it was 5 minutes before the show. By the time I got it was 10 minutes after. Then I heard Tommy talking, and I said, oh, my goodness. I got a phone call from a dude way back east, and it was one of the, I just can't believe it. And he said, you're on the September trading platform that we did a year ago, and we were talking about Cardano, ADA, at 6 cents a share. And he said, I had an inheritance, and he said, I put $15,000 in that at 7 cents. And he said, today I sold it for $3 million, and he wanted to thank me. And I said, send me $300,000. I didn't say that, but I don't even know if it's true or not, but that's what he said to me. And so I was so flabbergasted that I just literally, I said, oh my goodness. And then I realized that I had missed the open, and I hadn't missed that in a long, I missed the show occasionally, but never missed never miss an opening call. You don't want to do that. Anyway, we can see here that we had a pretty good run here in this FTSE, and it's just making retracements just like we're doing in the DAX. Now, I've had a request to take a look at natural gas because we're having a tremendous move here. I wanted to get this up here to show you. This is the long-term weekly. If you remember, we had a really nice move in that. We made well over 20 cents in that, and that was really good. We came right down and made the 61% retracement there at 372, and then of course the hurricane came and we blasted through 420. We talked about that when it was happening, that something big was going on over there. And if you look at this on the shorter term basis, if you go to the daily, you'll have a pretty good idea. Hold on, let me get this up here so we can all see it together, that it's still going higher. How much higher it's going to get from this area is anybody's guess, because look, we're far above the 1.618. So, once we get above that, it's trading a tad lower than that right now, but it could be at any time. Usually what I'll do is if I'm trading a market like this, I'm going to go down to about a 15-minute chart and then look and try to find an entry that doesn't cost you an arm and a leg. That's basically what that's what I'm looking at. So let's remind ourselves, it's not how much money you make, it's how much money you don't lose. That's the key to what we're looking at in here. Now, I've had a couple of questions about certain markets that I think are relatively important here. If we take a look here at the euro, I wanted to get this up here to show you what we're looking at here. This is one of the things that we watch in the euro. It's really a great trading vehicle. This is a 4-hour chart. If you look at this back over the last few months, you'll see here that we have a beautiful 135 pattern lined up perfectly. That's equivalent to that dollar index getting down to 92.20, which it hit today. So if this is any good, the euro shouldn't get any higher than where it is today. But in fact, that may or may not. We don't know, whether it's going to do that. But you know what, boys and girls? Nobody else knows either. That's the real key to remembering why we're doing this. Now, I'm going to be doing a special 1-hour podcast video today for All-Star Charts, and I will make that available for everybody. I'll post it into the room in a few days. They're just going to ask me a little bit of history about myself and, what I do and how I do it and stuff like that. It's actually one of the gentlemen that runs it, J.C. Parrott's, is a big fan of Jim Bartolioni, who's one of my students from, 28 years ago. And Bart's been on there a couple times. And he has Bart's chart, so they have mentioned me a few times, so they're going to ask me some questions, and I'll try to answer them, absolutely the best I can. Now, we've already had breakouts now. We've seen the breakout that we've had in Tesla. You've seen the breakout to the upside that we've had in Apple. They're supposed to be breaking out to the upside, folks. And the reasoning before that is because we're sitting right at a point. Hold on here 1 second, boys and girls. We're at a very critical spot here in the NASDAQ. Let me just get this up here and show it to you. Whether this means much or not, I don't know, but we did have a really beautiful Gartley here on the NASDAQ this morning, And if you'll remember that number we were looking at yesterday at 15696, and the high was 15699, and that's what we're paying attention to. But let me get this up here so we can see it, and we'll be able to look at it really close. We're at the moment of truth now. Let me, since we're doing this for kicks and giggles, this is a perfect example of artificial intelligence and what can go wrong and stuff. Here is the pattern that we've been looking at since early this morning. You see the early morning high. We had the break. We had the rally up to the ABCD Gartley pattern up there at 15658, and then we're expecting the down move to come to right pretty much where we are here, coming down here at around 1230. That's in about 6 minutes, as if this is correct. It could be bottoming, and anybody's guess where it could be bottoming, but if we just believe in ABCD patterns, which I certainly do, we'll draw that in now. You'll be able to see here that we're not very far away. We're only about 20 handles. And 20 handles in the NASDAQ is very, very small. So you want to be watching that as it comes into this low if it's in this time frame of around 130. Now remember, this line, this red line, is a line based on time. It has nothing to do with price. That movement between 1230 and 1 o'clock 4 o'clock does not necessarily mean it's going to go up that distance. It just means it has a positive bias during that time. These numbers are selected because of the time sequence, not anything to do with price at all. So when you're looking at that 1230 time frame, it's basically because it's related to what's happened in previous days, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. That's the whole bottom line of what we're looking at when we're seeing these things. So that's the importance of why we're doing these, and we'll just give you an idea to do this. Basically, I share this with you because people ask me what it's about. That's about the best way I can tell it. I worked with Jim Elder, and it was just amazing over those 4 years that we got to work with Dennis Regan, Twentyman, and I, and Jim. And it was really amazing how smart he was. But the problem was he was very, very emotional. He like most people with an IQ up in the stratosphere, sometimes they have a hard time assimilating ideas with other people. So that's pretty much what we're watching now. Same thing here with the natural gas. Let me give you a quick idea here in the natural gas, just to give you a rough idea of what we were looking at here in the natural gas today. I was doing the AI for the natural gas, and I wanted to bring this up to show you that they don't always work like this. I'm showing you the ones that work. I'm not going to show you the ones that don't work. Anyway, that's what we're looking at right here. You can see it on a little 2-minute chart. Makes a nice ABCD pattern. Folks, this is a pretty big move. You're talking from 457 all the way up. That's an $1,800 move today. So that's equivalent to 20 handles? 20 handles in the little more than 20 handles in that. We got a question coming in from the calling in the next segment. Yeah, Mr. Z is going to be calling in about the beans. Only take the winners. You got it. We'll be right back, folks.
Are you having fun trading the markets but having trouble finding like-minded individuals to discuss your trading and investment ideas with? Become an apex predator in the trading markets and join the Tiger's Den Trading Room only at TFNN.com. The Tiger's Den is an exclusive trading room where successful traders from around the world come to exchange trades and ideas. Join the den and surround yourself with the sharpest minds in the trading world. Subscribers to the Tiger's Den are also the first to have their questions answered live on air and can privately chat with our TFNN hosts live during their shows. Interact with other Tigers and Tigresses as they share trading ideas, news analysis, and discuss the market action all trading day. Subscribe to the Tiger's Den risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee and become part of the TFNN trading community. TFNN, educating investors.
You could be making money off the stock market. And if you're already making money off the stock market, you could be making a lot more. Check out TFNN and Tiger TV and get expert investing advice to give you the power to control your financial future. Go to TFNN.com and find the newsletter for you. Whether you're into trading gold, metals, futures, currencies, or options, you'll get advice and analysis to help you seriously get ahead. TFNN also features trading services with a 30-day money-back guarantee for new subscribers, as well as TFNN's Tiger Den Trading Room, trading software, and educational webinars for all trading levels. And make sure you check out Tiger TV for free on TFNN.com or TFNN's YouTube channel for live financial content from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern on market days. Stop watching on the sidelines while other people get rich and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Okay, folks, believe it or not, one of our lucky callers just got through. I don't know how he did it. Mr. Z, are you there? Well, I was thinking he was there. Maybe I'm wrong.
I am here, Larry.
Broadsword to Danny Boy coming in. What's happening, my friend? What would you like to talk about today?
It cost me less than usual to get past the producer fence, allowing me to talk to you this morning. So must be something special going on today.
Absolutely. What can I help you with, my friend, if anything?
Yes, soybeans and its products, please. Larry, okay. I am monitoring the beans, the November contract in particular, for clues of a bottom forming. Here we are, September 2nd. It is very typical that the November soybean futures, when they're declining in the August time frame, to set harvest low bottoms somewhere between August 25th and October 10th. Okay. So we're in a situation where beans have been trailing off during August, and we're now into that window. So I'm just looking at everything very closely. And just for full disclosure, I had tried buying, today's Thursday, back on Tuesday, near that 1290 level, which was a very short-term FIB 786 mark. That didn't hold. I'd got out of it for a very token loss. And then this morning, just before 10 a.m. New York time, I rebought it at 1279. And my rationale, just on this morning's entry, is that price yesterday and overnight declined below the 1277 mark, and that was a swing low from a couple of weeks back. So we declined under that prior swing low, and then after the 9:30 reopen this morning, we started, or buyers surfaced, and we came back above that prior 1277 low. So just as a short-term entry idea, I took a position there, and it's what Jim Flanagan had taught me years and years ago, the idea of a bear trap to a bottom pattern, and that's potentially what we have. Of course, we haven't proven anything whatsoever at this point. So, with that in mind, I wanted to ask, as you assess your daily and 4-hour charts on the beans and then the products, both the meal and the oil, is there anything that you see setting up that suggests there's a low-risk buy in here in either of those three?
Yes, sir. We'll start out with the November beans. I posted the chart, and you'll notice here there is a beautiful 54-day cycle that should have bottomed yesterday, which it did today. The beans did not take out that low, as you pointed out, it was a pretty astute buy down there at 12.79. Now, fortunately, unfortunately, I happen to be in the soybean meal, and we got stopped out today. Right, probably on the low tick, but that's the name of the game. I didn't want to risk more than $300, but I'll revisit it very, very soon. Now, the reason why, John, I missed something this morning that I thought was relatively important. Unfortunately, I was having some extra phone calls today from people that were had done relatively well in a few things, and I didn't know what else to say. But I'm going to show you a chart here, John, that I think is very, very important. This is December. This is December's corn, which is, the largest crop that we have. Today's low down here at 517. The low was 516.60. The 50% retracement of the low back in August comes in exactly at that number. We're trading at 525 now. I missed that. I mean, I was doing so many other things, I just missed it, and I would have lowered my stop on the meal a little bit, and also given a little bit more room. But that is a really, really interesting number that it hit. I mean, your risk there is very, very small. I mean, you're talking of risking a penny or two. So what my game plan is, I'll give this a day or two, Thursday, Friday. We'll probably come in on Tuesday, and we'll see where it is, and I'll look to be rebuying corn and possibly soybeans. But I missed that one. I just literally had that done the wrong way, and that's neither here nor there. I hope that helps you of what we're looking at. So that's the main thing of what we're paying attention to here today.
It does help, Larry. Thank you. I will express remorse. My remorse stems from the fact that it was your tutorial, I guess a live trading tutorial, back September of last year, when after you had been speaking with Jameson at length, and you, of course, were discussing between the two of you Ethereum and Cardano. And my remorse is I chose not to participate in that September webinar of yours. So that story of the fellow 15,000 into millions, that's just a terrific story. Gotta love to hear those.
Yeah, it's still, you don't hear them very often. But anyway, the main thing that we have to remember, I didn't participate in it either, John. I've never bought one token, or neither have I've gotten tokens as gifts, but I've never bought one. I mean, I've never physically bought ADA or any of those products. Some of the family members did, of course, but I did not. And the main reasoning behind that is when I reached that when I reached the 7th prolonged poll when I was 70, I said, look, I know what I can do these last 20 some years, to keep it as simple as possible, make a very comfortable living, and have a lot of fun trading. And so I said, I'm not going to do anything. Not that there was a lot of risk involved, but I just didn't want to get away from what I do well, which is, short-term, low-risk trading, and that's what I do. And so I was glad that people did it. John still thinks it's going to go a lot higher, so we'll have to wait and see, how it turns up. But it's trading above. It was trading above 3 early today, and that's a long way from 7 cents a share. From 7 cents a share. Yeah. Yeah,
very good, Larry. Thanks so much. Appreciate you doing the show, sir.
Yeah, keep an eye on that corn, John. That 517 is that's golden. Hit it exactly.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay, you bet. Thank you, John Cheveney, folks. He's always in the den there at TFNN, giving us some great ideas. Since we're on with this, let's take a look here at the bean oil too, because the bean oil didn't make new lows either. Let's get this up, and we'll we'll see where we are now. But the key that we're watching here in bean oil today, and let me just get this up here, and we're we're right at the moment of truth in the bean oil as we speak. Let me draw it in so you folks can see it, and you'll get an idea of what I'm looking at here. Get up here, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. There we go. See, we're right at the 382 retracement now at 1887, so you want to pay pretty close attention to that as we look through. We'll be right back, folks.
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
The technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Are China A-shares hot or not? If you trade China A-shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A-share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A-shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Okay, folks, I've posted the chart of the NASDAQ with the artificial intelligence laid over the top of it. You see we're looking for a possibility here to getting down to 15,000, 580 or 590, some whatever that number is in there. You can take a look at it. Now, the key is if we go below that number, that means this has failed, and it's going to be going down the rest of the day. So it's just a method of looking at things on a timing basis. That's all it's about. I wanted to show you what it's like to get stopped out here in the soybean meal today. We bought it yesterday at 443, and we had our stop at 440.10. I mean, 440.10 is where we didn't go to 440. It went to 440.10. 340.10, 340.10. We bought it at 343, stopped us out. Now it's still trading quite a bit lower than where we bought it at 341, but that's one of the ones that didn't quite work. We had a couple of really nice winners in a row with the crude oil was a big one, and then also in the euro. And both of those turned out to be really nicely, but the one in the meal just didn't work out the way we wanted to. As a memory here, let's just bring this up because I think this is going to be extremely important when we look into the future here. If you take a look at this, you'll see here that we have a really nice multiple ABCD patterns. This comes from John Jameson, and you'll see we have them in green, gold, blue, and red, all measuring up to around 46.10. The high so far has been 45.44, I believe, was the high we made today, making a higher high than the previous day by just a little bit. So we're up in this zone. The question is, nothing's really happened yet. When it happens, everybody's going to know, because when the top comes in, there's going to be a guy that's going to herald it out with a big megaphone and saying, this is it, this is it. That does not happen. What you've got to do is to see how the market reacts to certain things. Now, we've seen bearish news come into this market day after day after day, and it doesn't really mean very much. So the key to remember is, how does the market respond when the market is really bullish, okay, and yet it doesn't move up very much? If you'll notice here with that natural gas, look where we are, folks, in the natural gas. We're trading, we got up to 470. Okay, when Katrina was here, this was trading at $16. I know the fundamentals were different at that time, but that's still only 25% of the value of what natural gas was, back in 2005. So there's a sign of, you talk about non-inflation. There's one thing that's certainly not been susceptible to inflation. So remind ourselves that that's what we're looking at. Now, we want to take a look at a couple stocks that we've been watching. People have asked me to take a look at Apple like we usually do. Just 1 second, and I'll have this one up here. It's always right at the top of the list because just about the whole world owns that. And I'm going to do an hourly chart because we should be approaching the 1.27 expansion, as I recall. Just get it up here. We already went above that a little bit. Let's get it up here. All right, there's where we are. Let me put the 127 in so we can see it. We're not quite. We went exactly to it. We didn't get to the 1.618 yet. That's all the way up at 156. I'll get this up here, and taking a look at it, you'll be able to see it. Now, here's something. We always hear, we hear people talk about Elliott Wave, and that's the holy grail of everything. And I don't believe there's a holy grail anywhere. But the one thing that I've always had a problem with the Elliott Wave people is they never show the square roots of the numbers. Like the square root of 1.618 is 1.27. They don't show that. They don't show that the square root of 0.786 is 0.618, and the square root of 0.618 is 0.382. Now, Pythagoras, he's the one that first started using square root numbers in 650-something BC. Hello. Now, you can't do an Elliott Wave chart without looking at all of these numbers, folks, because the square root numbers are just as important as the numbers themselves because they're the root numbers. And that's why I think it's very important to remind ourselves that looking at something like that, it's extremely important. Now, we look at Apple here on a little bit longer term time frame. You'll see here that we're still forming a 3 drive to a top pattern up in this area here. So, it's gone higher. Yes, it certainly has. But, it hasn't blown the socks off everything like Microsoft has and Google and some of the others. So remind ourselves that, it's not about how much money you make. It's how much money you don't lose. Now, let's take a quick look here at Tesla, because a lot in the news about Tesla and Apple's car and all that stuff. We'll get this up here to take a look. And we have cleared the 735 level very easily. Let's get that up here so we can be able to see that. We've seen that several times. Now what we're doing now, folks, is we're making a really nice ABCD pattern here in the Tesla. Now, believe me, I do not trade. Whoopsie daisy. We don't want to do that. I do not trade stocks at all. I'm just showing you the patterns because people ask me the questions. And that tells us that we should get to the number we talked about the other day, which is 752. That will be an interesting number to look at as we take a look at this here. But you can see where we are with Tesla. And if we look at this on the daily, you're going to be seeing here a little bit better pattern that's going to be probably getting up if the market continues to go higher, would be up there around the 780 level. But you see the last 3 days here in Tesla, the highs have been 735, 740, 741, and today 741 again. So we've had a double top basically today, and we're only trading at 738. But that's what we're watching here on Tesla as far as that. Now, that's not what we're paying attention to because we're looking at something that's going to tell us that where the market's going to go down to a little bit lower level in Tesla or not. The only way this will turn bearish now, folks, is if we reverse and get below 720. That would tell us that that pattern that we just made completed just a little above the 786, and that's it. But right now, it still looks friendly, and nothing wrong with it, going in that direction because it's certainly moving in that direction, and we want to be able to do that. By the way, we're going to have a really special show on Tuesday. Tomorrow is Tim Bost, always a great show, but on Tuesday, don't miss it, folks. We got Mr. Joe DiNapoli is going to be on. He and I are going to do a whole 45-minute segment of lying and cheating, whatever it takes to get your attention, and it'll be fun. I've known Joe for 50 years. I met him when he first started going with his wife Patty. I think she was 12. No, I was a joke, but she was young. I think she was just 18, and he was in his 40s, and they've been together forever, and really great couple. But Joe will be on. He's fun to work with. He's really good at what he does. Got a lot of history. He remembers a lot of these things that have happened, and I think you're going to get a really good, really get your money's worth on Tuesday for sure, because you don't have to pay anything for it, I don't believe, and that's what's so much fun about it. You get some great information here at TFNN with all the folks that are giving their shows and stuff. That's it. I'll be doing my very last money show in Las Vegas, folks, live. They've asked me to attend, and I'm going to give a 45-minute talk, and then they've invited me to a couple of small little parties, but we'll see what happens. 877-927-6648.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Markets can rise and fall like the tides. Subscribe to Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, and you too can ride the wave. Basil Chapman is an authority in technical analysis. His Chapman Wave trading system has been helping traders identify trends and capitalize on momentum in the markets since 1984. TFNN invites you to test Basil's proprietary Chapman Wave trading methodology with a monthly subscription to the Opening Call newsletter for only $149. Your subscription to the Opening Call comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, as well as daily market updates on key indexes, stocks, and commodities. Ride the wave. Sign up for the opening call risk-free today.
Are you looking for a secured investment which pays you on a monthly basis? The Tiger First Mortgage Program may be the program for you. The best rate on a 5-year CD in the country right now, according to Bankrate.com, is paying 1% per year or $1,000 per $100,000 invested. The Tiger First Mortgage Program pays 7% per year, paid monthly, on secured, high-value, buildable properties in St. Petersburg, Florida. The investment is for 4 years, paying 7% per year or $7,000 per $100,000 invested. Your investment is secured by high-value real estate in St. Petersburg, Florida. Your investment can be anywhere from $100,000 to $500,000. Do you want to make $1,000 per year on $100,000 invested or $7,000 per year on a secured Tiger First mortgage? The Tiger First Mortgage Program may be just the program for you. The Tiger First Mortgage Program pays 7% per year, paid monthly. For more information, you can call 877-518-9190. That's 877-518-9190.
Hi, folks. This is Steve Rhodes. Stay tuned for another great hour of The Trader's Edge, heard here at TFNN.com.
Okay, we're back, folks, and someone asked me to share what I thought was the most important stock chart of the week, and I'll get that from Jim Bartolioni. This is the NASDAQ going back to 1974, and we have a very large ABCD pattern up there. You'll notice on the left-hand side, the range was 15,463 to 15,696. The high we made yesterday, 15,699, off by 3 points. So we'll have to disregard this. That's not very accurate. Missing it by 3 points out of 15,696. And it goes to 15,699. If you used a 4% stop, you were okay. If you used a 3-cent stop, you would have got stopped out on the high, which in fact that's it. Again, try not to miss the show on Tuesday. We've got Joe DiNapoli on. I'm going to have Joe as a regular guest, hopefully, and we'll have some cuts. He's got some great charts, and I've known him forever. And I taught him Fibonacci. I'm sure he remembers that. Was back in 1971 after John Hill had taught me. I taught a few guys there at the McCulloch Oil Building at Conti Commodities how to use it, and then Joe used to sell the proportional dividers, the Alvin stainless steel proportional dividers with a little manual how to use it. Of course, everything's done on the computer now, so you don't have to worry about that. So that's some of the things that we're going to be doing out here in the future. Remember, we're going to have Labor Day coming up here, holiday on Monday. The markets will be closed. They'll be open on Sunday night, of course, and all day, well, half a day on Monday, because the rest of the world has their own Labor Day. They don't use ours. So that's what it. Sometime here in the next 2 or 3 months, we're going to make some type of a big top up here, and we'll be able to see, we'll be able to look at that whenever it happens. I think we'll be ready for it, but we'll have to pay very, very close attention to. So live every day in an attitude of gratitude, and may God bless. And please try to help some of your neighbors that need help, and because there's a lot of people out there, and we'll see what happens. Amen.
Building wealth trading